Your body's going into fight or flight. Your legs like,
Pretty
we
much.
need to get there soon, man.
I'm just hobbling around, like looking like I shit myself, like with this huge bag on my back.
Just these
like,
Scottish people like, what's he doing?
like
What is this
dodgy
English man
lorries.
doing
Yeah.
in my town? Ed, on a less beautiful note, not something quite sad, but something didn't quite go your way in the most recent thing. What have you been up to?
You talking about the walk, Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned previously, what was
That I
it?
failed.
3 or 4 episodes ago that you were going on a walk.
Yeah, so it was John O'Groats to Land's End. 860 miles, was going to be about 43 days.
Across the UK.
Yeah, from the top to the bottom. And the short and long of it, mate, I lasted for 4 days
4 days.
out of 43.
Mad.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 100 hours though.
60 miles
60 miles.
out of 860.
You know, it's kind of like, but I get what you mean. It's not just like running a 100 metres race, man. You know, it's a lot longer than that.
I didn't prepare for it.
Didn't prepare for it.
Not enough anyway. Not nowhere near enough. Packed a bag that was fucking
So,
stupid.
let's go. After talking to you about it, I've talked about it like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start training for this walk across the UK? North to south. Thousands of miles. Not thousands, 1,000 and something, right?
Probably like 2 months prior.
Okay.
But I ended up then not preparing for it like a few weeks before. So like 2 weeks before I didn't do anything.
Okay.
And it just turned into a bit of a party holiday, and then I ended up being on the train to John O'Groats hungover. So it just, my training just went out the window, and then my packing was awful as well. So like I ended up with a bag that was about 30 kilos. I had to carry that around, and it was just like fucked.
It sounds awful. So do you think work hard, play hard? It's a myth, mate. You can't do it. You think looking back at
you can, as long as the working hard isn't exercising.
Yeah.
Working hard could mean anything.
Because I feel like with you, so you did a little bit of training, but the drinking stayed the same. You still, because you had a lot of stag do's, you had some weddings,
I mean,
you
the
had
drinking got
holidays.
worse because I
Yeah.
had all those things.
You guys did it in summer, right? And summer,
Yeah.
there's a lot more temptations.
Even Scotland is warm as fuck in the summer. Like, I think we were going to probably...
So started at the top of Scotland, which is called
John O'Groats.
John O'Groats.
Yeah.
And when was this? Was about like a month ago or something? A week and a bit ago.
Yeah.
I started there, so you got to train up there. You turn up.
12-hour train journey.
Yeah, you turn up at John O'Groats.
Turn up at Wick, which is the village before it. Stayed there for a night. In a hotel.
Okay.
And then we got a taxi to...
Chilling.
Chilling. Ready to go.
You're like
Ready to go.
the calm before the storm.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it. We're both, well, John's still doing it now, but arrive in Wick, stay there, get a taxi to John O'Groats to start the walk officially. Send all my Instagram posts saying, yeah, we're about to start. If you want to donate, go here and here.
Yeah.
We start the walk. First day, so confident.
Yeah.
John's behind me, and I'm thinking, this guy's slow as fuck. What's going on? Hurry
How
up,
long?
John."
How long have you started walking before this gap? This gap happened.
No, it was like I just kept charging away, and I don't know why. Even though it was uphill slightly. Like the first bit was okay. My feet weren't hurting. My back was fine. Obviously, literally just started. Just very confident. Get to the end of the first day, and I've got a blister that basically covers my entire little right toe.
And was it a blister you've experienced before? Or was it like a I'm here type blister? Or was it
probably one of the worst blisters I've ever had.
Yeah, on the little toe as well.
Yeah, on my right little toe, but like the whole end of it was just a bubble. Basically.
So you're just walking, and your little toes is twice as thick.
Yeah.
It's twice as thick. So you walk in. So how am I imagining it? First day you're walking on like main roads type thing, or what are you walking?
Every day we walked on the same main road.
Same main road. God.
A9 goes from the top of Scotland all the way down to Edinburgh.
That must be so boring.
The sights are insane.
Okay.
Scotland is a beautiful place.
I've never been.
Amazing. But yeah, that just meant that there were hills everywhere. They just killed me off. So yeah, first day got to a campsite. On the first day, John snapped one of his tent poles on his tent. And his sun
Only a few more days to go.
And his sun cream exploded in his bag.
So first day...
John was obviously very upset on the first day. Like, he didn't think that it was just like, how can it all go wrong so quickly? And I was just like, oh mate, I'm fine. I don't know. Like, we'll power through. Like, I'll help you out. Second day,
So you slept overnight in tent?
Yeah, but in
How was that?
Campsite.
In a campsite, so it was okay.
So it was
Not as bad. Right. Okay. Second night.
Second day, started fine. Same thing. Walking on a main road. Way less around this time for some reason, and it was just like farmers' fields the entire way. And then we were probably 4 hours into our 6 hours of walking for the day. Got to the second village of the day, bought a few supplies, and then started walking again. And because I stopped, my leg decided that it then figured out that I pulled all the muscles in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but it was like the entirety from like there up to here, just all at the back of my leg, just pulled every muscle.
So as soon as you stopped this village, your leg's just like,
so
nah, I
weird.
don't want this anymore. I was okay for
Just
2
on my
hours,
leg.
but now.
Yeah, so I pulled them up. I've got that huge blister on my little toe. Massive, like, bad pain now in the back of my leg. I'm just hobbling around, like looking like a shit myself, like with this huge bag on my back.
Just these
like,
Scottish people, like, what's he
looking
doing?
like a fucking zombie going through the street. Well, not even through the street, just on a main road.
What is this
Dodgy
English man
lorries.
doing
Yeah.
in my town?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was another thing actually. All the people in Scotland, in that area of Scotland, are lovely people.
All right.
They're like, talk to you, make sure you're okay. Like, do you need
And it was like a
anything?
real rural place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were towns like every 15 miles. Like,
Mad.
there was nothing right.
Yeah.
We got to the end of the second day. Had another blister on my right foot, but my left foot was absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with my left foot. I think it was because my leg started hurting. I started walking on my foot funny.
Oh.
I was just like rubbing about.
Yeah.
I think the second day we camped just in a random place. I don't remember where it was.
Like not in a campsite. This time it was like kind of you were fighting for yourself. Like you were just in a random field somewhere in Scotland.
Yeah, yeah. But you're allowed
lions,
to
tigers, and bears could come at you, kind of thing. But
Yeah,
the Scottish equivalent, really, maybe
maybe a beaver.
fox.
A beaver. Maybe.
Beaver.
Yeah, they've been reintroduced.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
I didn't see any of those. Third day, horrendous. I could hardly walk, but I made it. And there was one day where we went down into a valley, and the only place that we could get any food or water or drink was a coffee shop, and that was the only place. And it was in a valley like this. So I spent half the day walking down the hill, got to this place, sat on a little like grass, like green, sat on like a green outside the coffee shop, like lied down with a coffee and a cake, and just like munched the entire thing. Just like down the coffee, went and got a glass of water before I left, filled up my water bottle, and then there was just a hill the other side, which took like another half the day.
Surely at the start of your day, you're going, I'm 2 days in, my leg is already fucked.
Mm-hmm.
How am I lasting the month or so?
Yeah, obviously I was, but I just didn't know
You
what was
didn't-
going to happen.
You just
And I
kept
couldn't
firing
really go
through.
anywhere.
Right,
There
yeah.
were no train stations around, so
Mm.
I had to get to a place where there was train
You were like,
station.
fuck.
At least, like, before I even started thinking about that, I was like, oh, man,
It's not
what
just
am I-
like you
what
can
am I
call an
gonna do?
Uber. You can't just call an Uber, mate.
I had
you
to
know?
look, actually. There's no Ubers.
Like secretly, like you and John are walking, and John, the other guy you're going with, he's still walking there now, and we'll go into why Ed's not walking. But he must have been walking there, like thinking, yeah, we got this, man. Deep in your mind, like, fuck, I don't know if I can last another day. Can't even last another day.
Yeah.
Were you transparent with him, or were you like not wanting to put the vibes down? Because I feel like if you're very selfish in that
I
moment.
definitely did. I definitely told him that I was struggling.
Yeah.
But like there
You
were
can
points
see-
where he was struggling as well, but then he just sort of, I think his shoes were better, but he had way more training. Like, way more
Yeah.
training.
No.
He had from like the 16th of July off, and we left on the 29th of July. And he was basically walking every day, not every day, but like did loads of walking before, and gradually increased the weight on his back to what his pack weight was, and trained in the shoes, did like 20-mile walks.
So basically did what you're meant to do before a walk across the entire
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah.
And he's still doing now. So, John, if you somehow hearing this, maybe even a month, or if you don't even hear this, I hope you're doing well, fella. Stay in there. Yeah, so your third day,
Yeah.
you're at this valley.
Yeah, get to the top of the other side.
You've had your coffee and cake.
Yeah, just as I...
Coffee and cake, by the way, not really the most nutritious thing if you're walking 6 hours
No,
a day.
It just needed the burst of energy. You know what I
I
mean?
thought
Because
you would have brought like some
village.
like
I had water, obviously.
not like
I've
gels
been to
or
it,
like such.
no.
No. Okay.
No, it wasn't. It's not that intense. Like you get those for when you're like proper pacing it, like running and shit.
Yeah, I know, but this is still quite strenuous, as you said. It's like your legs like fucked. So
Yeah.
it's pretty mental what you're doing, just very slowly.
The main reason I fucked it was because of the heaviness of my back.
Yeah.
If I packed lighter, it would have been a lot easier.
Mhm.
But I was literally carrying around a quarter of my body weight on my back.
Yeah.
Over a quarter of my body weight. Literally, mate. Like nearly half of my fucking body weight on my back.
Mental.
And then, yeah, we walked up the top of the hill. Amazing views. Obviously, we're at the top of this massive hill. And still had like an hour and a half of walk into the next village.
Right.
Got to the next village, and I was hobbling real bad at this point.
And this is day 3.
This is day 3. I could hardly walk, but we went and sat in a fish and chip shop and had a sit-down meal.
Fish and chips, notoriously also a really nutritious meal. Welcome to England, where we just fry stuff with chips.
Yeah. Actually, Scotland.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then, but for the rest of the time we were like eating, I don't know, breakfast would be like apples. And
that's good.
It would be like an apple and, for me it was like a pastry.
Yeah.
Like an apple and a pastry, trying to get the calories up.
Yeah.
And then we had like meal deals in the middle of the day.
Yeah, this was something I was going to ask you. So while going on a walk like this, how are you eating and how many calories do you have to eat a day? So you're going on this walk.
So we found out that if we, just to basically stay alive, you need to eat the minimum that a person would eat. Like on a normal day, you need to eat like at least like 2,500, 3,000 calories. If you wanted to stay the same weight, we'd need to eat 4,200 or something. And then if we wanted to gain weight while we were walking, or like at least feel like we're full while we're walking, we need to eat 6,000 calories.
Mental.
Yeah. Well, we got nowhere near that. Like
yeah. And mental. It'll be interesting to see like the statistics of like, or just see people before and after the walk. I remember even after walking up Mount Snowdon, man, I was looking much skinnier than I was at the top. Genuinely.
Yeah.
I was like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how many calories is it just to... So if you ate 2,500, you'd just be losing so much body weight.
Yeah.
Just be killing you.
Yeah, you don't have enough energy on that, and that's why we were trying to like... We'd stop on the side of the road and just like fucking inhale this chocolate bar and just give us that burst of energy and a few calories for the day, but...
Yeah, do you want to kind of tell us how this story ends, mate? The sad story?
Yeah, so the third night we had this food in this village. I was obviously struggling really bad at this point with how bad my legs and feet
were. And where are you up to in on the journey?
So on the third day we were, what was that, like 53 miles in or something like that? 55 miles, I think? I don't know, just guessing.
Say it for them, matey, they won't know.
Yeah.
Looks a bit better.
And then figured out after that we had another 2 hours to walk.
Mental.
On that day, and it was like 7 o'clock at night. And we were both like, well, we need to walk a bit further, else we're just going to be so far behind.
Yeah.
So we were both just like, right, okay, let's go. And then as we set off, it started raining, tipping it down.
Classic Scotland.
So I was just hobbling with a coat on, still just shorts on.
Oh, I'd love to see a picture of you just really depressed. Yeah. Not that I hate you that much, but also it would give me happiness.
I didn't have a rain cover for my bag, so I just ripped apart a bin bag and covered the bag with it.
Oh, I would just love to see a sad little face of yours. Now that I know you're safe, you know what I mean?
And then...
Sorry.
Literally, mate.
Sorry, just that picture.
Yeah. Obviously, the entire start of that 2 hour walk, I was just like, no.
Yeah,
for the first hour. And then somehow on the second hour of that 2 hour walk, I just like didn't give a fuck and just basically was running. I was like, I just want to go to bed.
Oh, so you got like you started sprinting, yeah. Your body's going into fight or flight. Your legs like, we need to get there soon, man. We need to lie down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's mental.
That point, after that, basically, both of my feet were covered in blisters. Like, didn't have any plasters to put on them. Nothing. Like, it was fucked. I couldn't move my feet basically. Like, I couldn't step on my feet. The second day, we had a 2 hour walk in the morning to the next village, and got maybe an hour and 10 minutes into that walk. Still real bad, leg hurt so much, even more than it was the day before.
You needed some morphine. You need like Florence Nightingale to come give you some.
Pulled all the muscles. Like it still aches slightly now, and it was like proper bad. I just knew that I needed to do something else that was going to cause some sort of permanent damage.
Yeah.
So I decided that I would. Before that I also ran out of water because the campsite we stayed at that we walked to didn't have a fucking water tap. And we were banking on it having a water tap, and I just basically downed all my water the night before. Because we were walking for 2 hours, I needed a drink.
Yeah.
We had like 3 bottles to put water in. Mm-hmm. But there was nowhere to fill it up. So I basically went on the second day, 2-hour walk to begin the day until we got to a shop.
With no water.
With a quarter of a bottle of water.
God.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need one of those ads, like those water ads on you? You can save Ed Walker. Nah, man. No, I'm saying this now, but I would also just be as bad, mate, or even worse. But I'm glad you're home safe.
I also, because I ran out of water, I collapsed on the side of the road. Not collapsed, but like I just felt like I couldn't move.
Do you fall to your knees? Did you have like a Jesus, like God save me?
It was next to a lay-by. I saw a bollard on the side of the road, and I just propped my bag up against it, and then sat next to my bag, just looking very upset.
You know, in the UK, when there's like roads and you see the SOS thing sometimes, did you have a look at that and just go, God, I need to call that. No. Get me home.
Just ring the RAC.
With your legs though.
Just ring the RAC for broken legs.
You didn't think about that, no?
There wasn't one.